Hare Krishna everyone, Jai Shri Ram and Jai Veer Hanuman. Welcome to the session 6 recap of our Hanuman Chalisa class at Goloka Gurukul. Do you know this is our penultimate session? We only got 12 verses and one doha to go. Before we start, let's chant this together. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukuru Sudhari Varnau Raghuvar Vimal Jashu Jodayak Falchari. So we covered in our last session verse 23 to 28. We learned so many big things. We learned how Hanumanji controlled brilliance and how three worlds tremble at his power, how his name protects us from ghosts and negative forces, how chanting his name cures diseases and removes all sorrows, how remembering him with mind, speech and action frees us from every difficulty. Now, in this session, we're going to move forward to verse 29 to 34. And we're going to explore the protective power of Hanumanji itself and how he becomes forever present for those who chant with faith. So let's continue this journey together, shall we? And discover even more about the boundless compassion and power of Hanumanji. चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा. Charo Yug, all four yugas, Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kal Yug, we'll cover that in detail shortly. Partap Tumhara, your glory or influence. Hai Prasid is well known, famous. Jagat Ujjara enlightens the entire world. This verse highlights Hanumanji's external and universal glory. Your divine influence shines across all four ages and brings light to the whole world. In fact, spirituals, even scripture says that Hanumanji is Chiranjeevi, immortal and still living today, continuing to guide and protect those who call upon with devotion. Jagat Ujjara means he brights light, not just external brightness, but the spiritual light, which is removing the darkness of ignorance, fear, and doubt. Hanumanji is not just a character of the past, guys. He's a living light that shines through all of the time, guiding anyone who walks the path of devotion. So in Hindu Dharma, we all know about there are four yugas, four eons, four ages that we speak of. Satyug, which is also called a golden age. Treta Yug, the silver age. Dwapar Yug, bronze age, and Kal Yug, the iron age. Each of these yug has a period associated with it. Golden age is 1,728,000 years. Silver is 1,296,000 years. Bronze is 864,000 years, and Iron Age, which is Kali Yuga, 432,000 years, and we only around 5,000 years currently. So it's a long way to go, Kali Yuga. So let's go through how Hanumanji is famous across all these four ages. And we all know about Treta Yuga, right? Treta Yuga is when Hanumanji appeared alongside Ramji, and all of his famous exploits come from this yuga. In the Dwapar Yuga, Hanumanji has a small but very important role to play in Mahabharata. He inspired Arjuna, and not only inspired, but protected Arjuna throughout the war at Kurukshetra. Once before the Kurukshetra war started, Arjuna did a pilgrimage across India. And this pilgrimage took him to Rameshwaram in the southern India, from where Sri Bhagwan Ram had built the Ram Setu to go to Lanka. So seeing this beautiful bridge, Arjuna wondered out loud, and if Bhagwan Shri Ram was such a great archer, why didn't he build a bridge of arrows? There, Hanumanji, in the disguise of a young monkey, was watching Arjuna say these words. And he also spoke up and said, "Well, Arjuna, if you are such a great archer, why don't you build the bridge?" So Arjuna went one step further and said, "I will build a bridge, and if you are able to break it, I will end my life here itself." So Arjuna then started to build this bridge. In no time, he built a bridge of arrows, and Hanumanji just placed his toe on that bridge, and immediately the bridge collapsed. Not one to give up, Arjuna took all these arrows, built a second bridge, and this time even bigger, even greater, even stronger. And Hanumanji simply flicked it with his tail, and whole bridge was destroyed. Arjuna, in a fit of despair, started to prepare for his own self-immolation, and that time Bhagwan Shri Krishna realized that this was happening, and he showed up on the spot, disguised from both Arjuna as well as Hanumanji as a young brahmachari, and said, "What is going on here?" Arjuna said, told him the whole story, and at that time Bhagwan said, "Well, if you two made a bet, who is the witness? Any bet need a witness to be proven, true or false. So I will act as a witness. Now you try again." And that time Arjuna prayed to Bhagavan and again built this bridge. Hanumanji flicked with his tail, it didn't move. He put his toe on it, it didn't move. He stood on it, it didn't move. Then Hanumanji assumed his full form and started jumping on the bridge. It still didn't move. At that time, Hanumanji realized that something is going on here. And he looked under the bridge and he saw Bhagavan in the form of Bhagavan Shri Ram. And at the same time, Arjuna also looked and saw Bhagavan in the form of Bhagavan Shri Krishna holding this bridge up. Both of them, repenting, fell at Bhagavan's feet, at which time Shri Krishna told Hanumanji that you shouldn't test other devotees in this way. You should help them. Bhagwanji told Hanumanji to be present on Arjuna's flag in the Kurukshetra war. Hanumanji not only listened to the entire Bhagavad Gita, he was with Arjuna in every step, protecting him throughout the war. At the end of the 18-day battle, Bhagwan Shri Krishna was the charioteer of Arjuna, untied the horses, let them run free, and then he told Arjuna, "Get off." Arjuna said, "No, no, Bhagwan, you first." Bhagwan said, "Nothing doing, just get off right now." As soon as Arjuna jumped off, Bhagwan himself got off, looked at the flag, and he immediately, as he looked at the flag, the entire chariot burst into flames. Arjuna couldn't understand what was happening. Bhagwan said, "Look, there goes Hanuman jumping off the chariot. For 18 days he protected you against all the weapons. It was his protection that you had. This chariot had been burnt long ago. Hanumanji kept it together for you. And even in our own lives, as we go through our battles, as we go through our challenges, we are also protected by Hanumanji. All that we need to do is to ensure we are remaining true to our spiritual disciplines." And in Kali Yuga, Hanumanji gave darshan to Goswami Tulsidasi himself, who wrote not just the Hanuman Chalisa, but the immortal Ramcharitmanas. So Hanumanji has been through ages. He is also known as Chiranjeevi, and one who is remain until at the end of the current manifestation of this universe. But if you've been listening closely, you might think, hang on, we didn't cover the Satyug, did we? It's Char Yug, and we only covered 3. So how was Hanumanji there in the Satyug? And this question is answered in the very next phrase itself. Hai parsiddh jagat ujyara. Now, Jagat Ujyara, it's a very small, innocent phrase, but has a very, very deep meaning associated with it. Jagat Ujyara refers to the formless aspect of divinity, and that someone attains after self-realization. This is known as Brahman. So these are very technical concept. Apologies. Let me simplify it for you. I think in English we have one word for the divine, that is God. But in Bhagavad Puran, there are three words that used to describe divinity. Number one is Brahman, formless aspect of the divine. Paramatma, the element of divinity that sits inside each and every one of us and gives us life. It's our own Paramatma, our own brand, within our own heart. Bhagavan, third one is Bhagavan, personalized appearance of the divine. The divine takes to engage us based on our tendencies and our needs. What doubt you might have is that Hanumanji is Ramdut. He's a servitor of Bhagwan Ram. How can he be identified as a Brahman, which is an aspect of the divine in itself? This question is answered by Hanumanji in the Valmiki Ramayana. Once, Bhagwan Shri Ram asked Hanumanji, "How do you see me?" As in, what is your vision when you behold me, O Hanuman? And Hanumanji gave a beautiful answer. He said, Deha buddhya tva dasyoham, jiva buddhya tva danchaka, atma buddhya tva mevaham, iti me nischita mate. When I see myself as a body, I see you as the Lord and myself as your servant. When I see myself as a Jivatma, I see you as a whole and myself as a part of that whole. But when I'm conscious of myself as Atma itself, I see myself as indifferent to you. See, what we can learn from this. We can remain connected to the divine, whatever be our level or our current state of self-identification. If with this body, then as a servant of the divine. If as part of a whole, then with our own Paramatma that is linked to the divine. And if we see ourselves undying, undifferentiated, formless, ever-expansive spirit, then we see not this body, not this mind, not any level of identification, but the divine itself. This very idea is explained by Bhagwan Shri Krishna in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 30, where he says, "He who see me everywhere and see everything in me, I am never separate from him, nor is he separate from me." So this same thing is explained in all three books. Valmiki Ramayana by Ramakrishna Paramhans, in Bhagavad Gita by Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and here in Hanuman Chalisa by Tulsidas Ji. So let's just have a quick recap. So yes, in Satyug, Hanumanji's presence he was in deep meditation, rarely seen. Treta Yuga, he meets Ram, main pastimes of Ramayana, as you know. Dwapar Yuga, he appears briefly in Mahabharata, and Kali Yuga, he's very active, responding quickly to the sincere prayers. साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे. Sadhu Sant, saint, sages and righteous people, ke tum rakhware, you are their protector. Asur Nikandan, destroyer of demons. Ram Dulare, beloved of Lord Ram. This verse shows Hanumanji's dual qualities, both compassionate protector and fierce destroyer. Let's break it down, right? Protector of saints and good people. Sadhu and Sant refers to anyone who walks the path of devotion and righteousness, not just monks itself. It's just anyone who walks the path of truth, devotion of righteousness. Hanumanji stands like a guardian, shielding them from harm, distraction, and spiritual danger. Destroyers of demon. Asur doesn't only mean physical demons like Rama, Ravana or Meghnath. It also means the inner demons, guys. Anger, ego, pride, jealousy, fear. Hanumanji destroys these negative energies in anyone who sincerely takes shelter in him. Ram's dearest, above all, Hanumanji's Ram Dulare, the one whom Ram loves dearly. Why? Because Hanuman serves with no pride, no ego, only love. Right. Let's move on. अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता. Ashta Siddhi, the eight mystical perfection or yogic powers. Navanidhi, the nine types of spiritual and material treasures. Kedata, giver or bestower of. Aswardin, such a boon was given by Janaki Mata, Mother Sita. And this verse describes the spiritual power and blessing Hanumanji has received, not for personal gain, but for serving others. So, what are these eight siddhis? These are the eight mystical powers Hanumanji possesses. These eight powers were granted by Hanuman to Hanumanji by Mata Sita as a blessing because of his selfless service, humility, and devotion. What are these? Number one, Anima, the power to become tiny, as small as atom. And Hanumanji can shrink his body to an invisible or microscopic size. And he used this when he made himself very small to enter Shokvatika without anyone getting noticed by the guards or demons. Mahima, second one, his power to become huge, ability to grow to an enormous size at will. And Hanumanji showed Mahima when he first introduced himself in King Sugriv court, and again while leaping over the ocean, as you know. Garima, the power to become extremely heavy, the ability to become so heavy that no force can move you. When Bhim, the, his brother, or also son of Vayu, tried to lift Hanumanji's tail and couldn't move an inch, Hanumanji was using Garima Siddhi. Next one is Laghima, the ability to become so light that you can float, fly, or even move instantly. And Hanuman flew across the ocean to reach Lanka in a single leap. Prapti, the power to instantly reach anywhere or obtain anything. And ability to manifest any object. When we see great masters or rishi manifest some prashadam from their hands and offer it to the seeker, that is Prapti Siddhi. Prakamya, power to fulfill any desire, ability to do impossible if your will is pure, ability to adapt to any situation. When Hanumanji had to go to Patal Lok or he had to fight underwater, he used Prakamya Siddhi. Ishita, ability to influence nature around us. When Bhagwan Shri Krishna, during the battle of Kurukshetra, created the illusion that the sun had set and therefore caused the battle to stop, he used Ishita Siddhi. Vashita, ability to attract influence and bring even enemies to peace, or ability to influence people or all living beings. And Hanumanji influenced Vibhishan to surrender to Lord Ram. He also spoke boldly to Ravan, trying to change his mind before the war, using reason, courage, and powerful words, all signs of Vashita Siddhi. What are these nine nidhis now? These nine nidhis are nine mystical treasures traditionally associated with Kuber, the god of wealth. In spiritual terms, they represent both material abundance and divine qualities. These are the let's look at these nine with meaning. Padma, lotus treasure, wealth, which you can take across multiple generations and multiple lifetimes. It doesn't mean when you die you carry a hoard of gold coins with you, but what it means is that one is born lifetime after lifetime in an abundant household. Mahapadma, even greater wealth is distributed across the generation. But Mahapadma is a nidhi that you cannot take across multiple lifetimes. Shankh, it refers to the purity. The one who possesses this nidhi possesses good health in their lifetime. Makra, what Makra offers is protection throughout one's lifetime. Kachapa indicates greater stability in any endeavor or patience or protection. Mukunda, ability to have a sudden good fortune from nowhere, gaining a lot. People who win lotteries. Nanda indicates a long life, not just a long life, but a constant progress in that lifetime. It's like blissful wealth, a joy of a family and contentment. Neela, the ability to generate wealth through trading or any other activity. And then the last one is Kharva, and that is possessing all of these nidhis in small measure. So these siddhis and these 8 siddhis and these 9 types of treasures and navnidhis are not only possessed by Hanumanji, but he has got the boon to be the bestower of these Ashtasiddhi and Navnidhis. So understanding what these siddhis and nidhis are, naturally one would want to gain them. And of course, through sadhana, we can gain siddhi. Through grace or through karma, we can gain nidhi as well. But when we are dealing with these capabilities and these treasures, one should be keen not to lose point of why we are undertaking our spiritual journey in the first place. Let me give you an example. If I wanted to go Balaji Temple in Birmingham from here to have a darshan of Bhagwan Balaji and Sai Baba, and for some whatever reason the temple is closed that day, I then decide to go see what else Birmingham or surrounding areas have to offer. I went to various nice places, even watched a movie with family, went to a lovely restaurant, had a lovely time and pleasant time. And when I come back to my home, and a friend asked me, "Oh, was your visit to Birmingham fruitful?" Some may think it is, right? You did all those things. But from my perspective, the answer is no, it was not fruitful. Because I went with the purpose to have a darshan of Sai Babaji or Balaji, but ended up getting all these things and no darshan. In the same way, the purpose of our spiritual journey is to have an experience of the divine, meet Bhagwan face to face. In that process, these siddhis or nidhis may come, but we should not pursue these siddhis or nidhis as at the end in themselves. Because if we get them, even, and we don't have darshan of Bhagwan, then that lifetime is a waste. And that is why Sita Mata gave the blessing of these siddhis and nidhi to Hanumanji. Because she knew that he would not bless a devotee with them unless the devotee was truly pursuing a devotional service of Bhagwan Shri Ram to begin with. And Hanumanji has a treasure that is greater than even these siddhis and nidhis. What is that? What is that treasure? राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा. Ram Rasayan, the nectar of Lord Ram's name and qualities. Tumhare pasa is with you, in your possession, one may say. Sadar, who always remain, Raghupati ke dasa, as a servant of Lord Ram. This verse beautifully describes Hanumanji's internal spiritual treasure, more valuable than the Siddhis, more powerful than strength. What is Ram Rasayan? Rasayan means nectar, something that nourishes, heals, or brings life. So Ram Rasayan refers to the constant remembrance of Lord Ram name, the sweetness of his stories, the joy of being absorbed in Ram's qualities, gunas. Hanuman doesn't just know Ram, he is saturated with Ram. This is the essence of bhakti. No pride in what we can do, only joy in belonging to the Lord. That's the highest success. And these are some of the devotees, Valmiki ji, and of course, Tulsidas ji. तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे. तुम्हरे bhajan, singing your glories or chanting your name, leads one to attain Ram, Lord Ram. Janam janam, the sorrows of many lifetimes. Bisarame, are forgotten or removed. This verse reveals the spiritual power of remembering Hanumanji with devotion. Tumhare bhajan. When we chant Hanuman Chalisa, say his name, or sing Kirtan in his glory, we are connecting to his bhakti, his purity, his direct link to Ram. Hanuman is the fastest path to Ram because he is Ram's dearest devotee. Ram ko pave, you reach Lord Ram. Hanuman doesn't keep devotees for himself, he takes them directly to Lord Ram's lotus feet. He's like a bridge. If you sincerely remember him, he connects you to divine grace. And janam janam ke dukh bisrame. Not just current problems, but even the burden of previous karmas. The weight of repeated birth and sorrow is lifted. This isn't magical thinking. It means when we remember Hanuman with love, we shift from suffering to surrender, from attachment to devotion, and that heals us at the soul level. So, what we need to do, even 5 minutes of Hanuman Chalisa each day can bring you peace, protection, and connection to Lord Ram. Because Hanuman doesn't delay when a devotee calls sincerely. अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई. अंत काल, at the end of life, final moment, Raghuvar Purjai, one goes to the abode of Lord Ram, which is Ayodhya or Vaikuntha. Jahan Janam, where one is born, Hari Bhakt Kai, and is known as a devotee. This verse describes the final blessing of Hanumanji gives to sincere devotees, the blessings beyond this life. This is incredible mercy. Hanuman is not only with us in life, but also the final moment guiding us to the spiritual world. Raghuvar Purjai, Ram's abode. Vaikuntha, the eternal spiritual realm of Lord Vishnu. Wherever it is, it means liberation, peace, and divine association. Even if Janam as a devotee, even if rebirth happens, Tulsidas ji says you will take birth as Hari Bhakta, a devotee of God. That's spiritual promotion. From struggling in material life to living a life full of bhakti and seva. Most people are afraid of death, but those who chant Hanuman Chalisa even once a day receives Hanuman's promise. He will come to take you to Lord Ram's lotus feet. Let us reflect on 34th verse of Hanuman Chalisa, because we covered Antakal Raghuvar Purjai, Jahan Janam Hari Bhakt Kahai. This is connected, also aligns, I would say, with a very powerful teaching from Bhagavad Gita as well. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, verse 5. Antakale chamameva smaran mukta kalevaram je prayati samadbhavan yati nastete samshaya. This means whoever at the time of death remembers me alone will certainly attain me. Of this, there is no doubt. So both scriptures, Hanuman Chalisa and Bhagavad Gita, give us the same divine principle. And what is that? If we remember the Lord at the final moment, we go to his abode and are born again as his devotee, or even become liberated completely. So let's be honest, it's not easy to remember the Lord at the moment of death. So what is the secret? The secret is daily remembrance. If we chant the Hanuman Chalisa every day, and if we hear Krishna's names regularly, and if we stay in association of saints and devotees, then at the final moment, our mind will naturally go to Hanuman or Ram or Krishna. And here's the best part. Hanumanji himself help us remember. He comes to protect us, not just in danger, but also in our final moments. He guides us forward, fearlessly, joyfully towards Lord Ram's feet. So, always remember, chant with love, live with faith, and leave the rest to Hanumanji. Let's have a quick recap, guys. Hanuman's glory shines across all the Yugas and light up the world. He protects saints and destroys demons. Dearly loved by Lord Ram, he granted Ashtasiddhi and Nidhis by Mata Sita for his devotion. Hanumanji carries the nectar of Lord Ram's names and forever remain his servant. Singing Hanuman's glories leads to Ram and removes deep karmic sorrows. And at life's end, Hanumanji takes the devotee to Ram's abode, reborn in bhakti. So that brings us to the end of our penultimate session 6. In this session, as you know, we explored so many good things, especially Ashtasiddhi and Navnidhis. And we also know Hanumanji is not only a powerful hero, he is the very bridge to divine love, to Ram, to peace and to purpose. In our next session, which is going to be the last one, we'll move forward to the final verses of Hanuman Chalisa, covering the fruit of recitation and author's humble offering and divine benediction that this sacred hymn brings into our lives. Until then, keep chanting, keep serving, and keep Hanumans in your heart. Jai Shri Ram and Jai Veer Hanuman.